So many people. This is the first day after we enter into Virginia that have many people showing up in the cold like this. Thank you so much for all this love, hospitality, and all the support of all of you. Thank you so much. Who's in here that earlier you tried to offer either snacks, fruits, flowers, and things to the venerable monks that we didn't have a chance to receive? Okay. Were you sad? Disappointed? Yes? Okay. Don't be sad. Don't be disappointed. You know why? Because we already received all the heart, all the love that you've been supporting us already. All those material is because we've been receiving so much things, and you know we carry a lot on our shoulders already, right? And if we carry everything, then we could not walk. Right, so that's why you saw us when we received flowers, we shared it to the other people, and that's why I always encourage you all when we arrive to the lunch place, to the night rest. If possible, you can use those flower petals to make a path on the road, just one path to offer to all the venerable monks, not just one. So all the monks, when they arrive, they can walk on that path. They can walk on that path that actually all of you are offerings, right? You offered it to all the venerable monks, but when you offer just one flower, I received it, but many other monks haven't received one yet. But if you use those petals, then you offer a lot more, okay? But along the way, when we walk, it's okay for you to offer flowers because we use that to share those love with the others and help the other kids. And I use that to bless the one who needed it too. Okay, but when the lunchtime and the night rest, especially when we come close, if you pay attention, we walk in the middle of the road. We don't walk on one side anymore because a lot of offerings that we cannot carry, right? If we receive everything, then we cannot continue to go to this place. That's why we decided to walk in the middle of the road. So I just want you to know that even if we didn't receive yours, it doesn't mean that we don't want it. It doesn't mean anything, but I want you to know that it's love that you've given us. We received them all. Okay, thank you so much, and don't be disappointed, don't be sad. Plus, where we stay, there's a table, right? Volunteers, yes? For yes. You to offer when we already enter into the building. So you get more than welcome to bring it in and then offer it. We always have people to receive it. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
That's it for tonight, right?
Go rest.
How you feeling?
I'm much better. Much better. If you can see me walk and expose my nose and standing here to talk is much better now. But my whole team a lot more getting it. So if one person get it, the whole team. So that's why we are very grateful that we have the medical team supporting us almost every day. We are very grateful for that. And the EMS always following us as well along the road.
How's the dog?
How is your dog?
Yeah, how's the little dog?
Okay. Aloka is also good. You saw him sitting in the RV, right? Yeah. Not yet? Okay, next time. He's fine. He's doing well. It's just that he's under restriction, so he cannot walk. But he's well. He's waiting for the moment to walk with the monks and to greet all the people again. But thank you for checking on him and spoil him. Thank you. Okay, all right. Okay, today is our 99 days. Tomorrow will be 100 days after we started in Portland, Texas. Wow. I didn't realize that it's 100 days, right? Today is 99, tomorrow, starting tomorrow is 100 days. And we still have like less than 20 days left to finish this journey. Thank you. Thank you. So much love. All right. So the reason why we are coming out in the cold like this, may I ask why? Peace. Peace, right? Caring and peace. But peace is what we really need right now. Not just now, but we need it the rest of our life. Right? So we are here for the same mission, peace. And peace is something that we've been craving for. We've been looking for. And we've been expecting somebody to bring peace and share it out. And bring it to us. And of course, we could not find it. Because sometimes our family members, our friends, our loved ones brought us something that is maybe a gift, make us happy, we feel joy. And when somebody says something that make us feel like, oh, I'm so peaceful right now, things like that. But all those things are just a temporary. We've been having this temporary moment a lot throughout our life. But all those are just comes and goes. Is that right? It didn't stay with us for a long time. But something that is not happy, sadness, stress, anxiety, and depression, which stayed with us for a long time. We stress out with our life. We struggle with our family, our workplace, our friends, all kind of things. And we don't know how to get out of those. We don't know how to find peace for ourselves. But actually, peace is something that all of us already have. It's been with us. It have never left us. But we've forgotten it. We locked it up. And we left it somewhere. And totally forgot about it. Now that all the venerable monks are walking under the name of peace, to raise the awareness of peace to all the people. And now that when you hear that, when you heard that, when you see that, then that something is like telling you, oh, this is something I need. This is something that I've been missing. I need to find it. I need to go look for it. And that is why for most of us, we coming out to see the venerable monks walking. First of all, a lot of us start to know about this is from online. Is that right? Yes. So from online, when you saw the monks walking on video, for most of us, we just think that, oh, this is something that's new, this is something that is unusual. But for some of the people, it touched their heart when just seeing from online. And that forced them to come out on the road to go look for the venerable monks, just to see it with their own eyes, instead of online. Is that right?
Yes.
And so from there, when you go out and then waited for hours to see the venerable monk walking in front of you, there are people just silently looking at the monks. They prepare some fruits, flowers, snacks, and things like that to offer to the venerable monks. All the children are drawing paper on the paper and writing notes and waiting to offer to the monks. And some are doing the painting of the monks and aloka and things like that. And some are just coming out just to selfie, just to do some pictures, just to do some video and then go back home. Right? We have all kinds of thoughts, different mindset when coming out on the road for the monks. We have all that different mindsets. But who's in here that really come out because you love yourself? That is a question I want to ask you all so you can think about it. Which one of you that really coming out for this mission because you love yourself? You must love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you can't love anyone. Okay? We are walking just to inspire you, just for you to look back to yourself. Look back within, that is when you found yourself. If you cannot look back, you cannot see anything. Because we've been looking out there with our own eyes and our mind, keep heading out there every single moment. We don't even have time to come back within. We could not see ourselves. We've been seeing all those things out there, lights, trees, street, cars, everything, fighting, offering things, anything, bad or good either. We've been seeing with our naked eyes. And with all that is recorded deep inside our mind, right? We have eyes that we can see, yes, of course. But there's something that we really need to see, which is our inner peace, inner self, the inner child that we need to see. But we didn't check with it. We have never checked in with our inner self to ask, are you at peace? Do you need help? Do you need more love, more care, show up, and so on? But instead, we keep asking the others, the people outside, and everything outside, that you need help. I love you, and things like that. You show people, you show the things outside with all the caring and things like that. But your inner child has been crying and asking for help every single moment. You've forgotten it. Abandon it. How can we have peace when you don't love yourself enough?
There is a profound and quiet beauty in the image of a community gathering in the biting cold. Their breath visible in the winter air, waiting for something that transcends the ordinary rhythm of their days. As we reflect on the journey of the walk for peace, particularly as it crossed the threshold into Virginia on its 99th day, we are invited to witness more than just a physical pilgrimage. We are witnessing a manifestation of the human spirit's deepest longing. It is often the case in our lives that we wait for the conditions to be perfect before we step out. We wait for the sun to shine, for the schedule to clear, for the mood to strike. Yet, here were hundreds of people standing in the freezing temperature, driven by a warmth that comes not from the weather, but from within. This contrast between the external chill and the internal fire is the first great lesson of the pilgrimage. It teaches us that showing up is, in itself, a spiritual act. When we commit to being present, regardless of the discomfort or the inconvenience, we are telling the universe and ourselves that our values matter more than our comfort. The sheer number of people lining the roads speaks to a collective hunger that has become increasingly palpable in American society. We live in an era of unprecedented connectivity, yet we often feel a profound sense of isolation. We watch the journey unfold online, scrolling through videos and photos on our screens, observing the peace of others from a distance. But as the spiritual leader of the walk noted, there comes a moment when the digital representation is no longer enough. The screen is cold. The heart needs the warmth of reality. The decision to leave the comfort of our homes to stand on a roadside is a decision to break the fourth wall of our existence. To step out of the role of the observer and into the role of the participant. It is a declaration that we are ready to stop watching life happen and start living it. Even if that means shivering in the Virginia wind. This is where mindfulness begins, not in the perfect stillness of a climate-controlled room, but in the messy, uncomfortable, vibrant reality of the here and now. As the monks walked, a curious and deeply instructive dynamic unfolded regarding the act of giving and receiving. In our culture, we are often conditioned to believe that love is demonstrated through accumulation and material exchange. We show we care by giving things, snacks, flowers, trinkets. The crowd, overflowing with generosity, pressed these offerings upon the walkers. Yet, the monks, bound by the physical reality of their journey, could not carry it all. This moment offers a striking metaphor for our own psychological burdens. We tend to move through life gathering experiences, possessions, accolades, and emotional entanglements, piling them onto our shoulders until we can barely move. We believe that to refuse a gift or to let go of an opportunity is a sign of ingratitude or failure. However, the wisdom shared from the road reminds us that we have a finite capacity. If the monks were to accept every bottle of water and every bouquet, they would be immobilized by the sheer weight of the generosity. They would no longer be able to walk toward their destination. This refusal is not a rejection of love. It is an act of preservation and wisdom. It teaches us the art of discernment. In our own lives, we often say yes to everything because we are afraid of disappointing others. Much like the crowd felt a pang of sadness when their specific flower wasn't taken by a specific hand. But the teacher's gentle correction, "Don't be sad. We receive all the heart," invites us to shift our focus from the transaction to the intention. The love was received the moment it was offered. The physical object was merely a vessel. Furthermore, the solution offered by the monks, to scatter the flower petals on the road to create a path for all, transforms the nature of ownership. Instead of one person holding a flower, the offering becomes a carpet of beauty that supports the journey of the collective. This is a radical reimagining of abundance. When we release our need to have our specific contribution acknowledged and held, we can contribute to a foundation that supports everyone. We move from my gift to our path. In our daily lives, this asks us, what burdens are we carrying that we simply do not need? What if we laid them down to pave a road for others instead of clutching them to our chests? This question of burden naturally leads us to the underlying motivation for the gathering, the search for peace. When asked why they came out into the cold, the crowd's answer was unanimous. Peace, caring. It is the universal answer. Yet it is often the most misunderstood concept in our modern lexicon. We treat peace as a destination or a commodity, something we can acquire if we just find the right teacher, read the right book, or buy the right product. The transcript reveals a poignant truth about this search. We have been conditioned to look for peace in all the wrong places. We look for it in the temporary highs of a new relationship, a promotion, or a distraction. We rely on family and friends to bring us peace, treating them as delivery systems for our emotional well-being. But as the teacher observed, these external sources are inherently unstable. A gift brings joy for a moment, and then the joy fades. A compliment lifts us up, and then the silence returns. We are caught in a cycle of craving the temporary while ignoring the chronic. We tolerate long-term stress, anxiety, and depression because we have become accustomed to them, all while chasing fleeting moments of happiness that vanish as quickly as they arrive. This is the tragedy of the external search. We are like people standing in a river dying of thirst because we are waiting for bottled water. The message from the walk is a powerful redirection. Peace is not something that is brought to you by a monk, a partner, or a circumstance. It is something you have forgotten you already possess. The analogy of having locked it up and left it somewhere is heartbreakingly accurate. We have buried our innate capacity for serenity under layers of busyness, ambition, and distraction. The pilgrimage is not bringing peace to the town, it is acting as a mirror, reflecting the peace that is already dormant within the people standing on the sidewalk. The monks are merely the reminder, the alarm clock waking up a sleeping giant within the heart of the observer. The reason we have such trouble accessing this internal peace is that we have severed the connection with our inner selves. In one of the most moving sections of the address, the teacher asks a question that cuts through the noise of daily life. Who is in here that really came out because you love yourself? It is a startling inquiry. We are used to doing things for duty, for optics, or out of curiosity. Rarely do we act out of a deep, nurturing love for our own being. We live in a society that is visually obsessed but spiritually blind. We look outward with our naked eyes, recording the traffic, the lights, the conflicts, and the drama of the external world. Our minds are like cameras left recording on a busy street, filling up our memory banks with images of everything except the one thing that matters, our internal state. We have an inner child, a representation of our vulnerable, authentic self, that has been crying out for attention while we are busy pleasing others. We ask our spouses, "Do you need help?" We ask our bosses, "What can I do for you?" We ask our friends, "Are you okay?" But we rarely, if ever, turn that compassion inward and ask, "My dear self, are you at peace? Do you need help? Do you need me to show up for you?" This self-abandonment is the root of much of our suffering. We lavish care on the exterior world while our interior house is falling into disrepair. Mindfulness is the practice of coming home. It is the act of turning the camera around. It is realizing that while we were busy making sure everyone else was comfortable, we left ourselves shivering in the cold. To walk for peace is to walk back to that abandoned inner child and promise, finally, to listen. This inability to rely on ourselves drives us to seek permanence in our relationships with others, a pursuit that is often destined for heartbreak. The teacher speaks with a humorous but piercing honesty about the nature of romantic love and the promises of forever. We cling to the idea that someone else can be our solid ground, our eternal source of happiness. We want to believe the vows and the love songs, but the reality of the human condition is impermanence. Everything changes, moods shift, health falters, and yes, sometimes people stop cooking the dishes we like. When our happiness is contingent on someone else performing a specific role or meeting a specific expectation, we are building a house on sand. The observation that, "I love you forever, for right now," is not cynical, it is liberating. It frees us from the impossible pressure of maintaining a static fantasy. If we understand that feelings are weather, clouds that gather and disperse, we stop being terrified by the storms. We realize that relying on another person to regulate our emotions is a form of violence against both them and ourselves. It places a burden on them they cannot carry and leaves us helpless when they inevitably stumble. This brings us back to the necessity of self-love. You must love yourself more than anyone else, not out of arrogance, but out of necessity. You are the only person who will be with you for every breath of your life, from the first to the last. If you cannot find a way to be a loving companion to yourself, you will always be lonely, even in a room full of people who adore you. What does this self-love look like in practice? It is not merely bubble baths and treats, though those have their place. True self-love, as illuminated by the pilgrimage, is a discipline of protection. It is a fierce, parental stewardship of one's own soul. The teacher posits that if you truly loved yourself, you would not let yourself walk down a dangerous road. In the context of mindfulness, the dangerous road is not just a dark alley, it is the pathway of toxic thoughts. The indulgence in resentment, the habit of self-criticism, and the engagement in behaviors that harm the body and mind. We often think of discipline as a punishment, but in the light of awareness, discipline is the highest form of kindness. When we stop ourselves from spiraling into anxiety, when we choose to rest instead of pushing to burnout, when we set a boundary with a person who drains us, we are grabbing our inner child by the hand and saying, "I love you too much to let you go there." This is the protective aspect of peace. It is not passive, it is active guarding. Just as the monks walk in the middle of the road to ensure they can continue their journey without being weighed down or pushed to the side, we must find our own middle of the road. We must navigate our lives with enough awareness to steer clear of the emotional ditches that have trapped us in the past. This is how we honor the 99 days of the journey, by ensuring that our own internal journey is safe, sustainable, and directed toward the light. As the walk for peace nears its 100th day and the monks look toward the final stretch of their journey, the baton is metaphorically passed to us. The monks cannot walk our path for us. They can only show us what walking looks like. They can demonstrate that it is possible to move through the cold with warmth, to move through a crowd with focus, and to move through the world with a heart that is light and unburdened. The pilgrimage is a living example, but the real work happens when we go back to our homes, our offices, and our daily routines. The peace we saw on the road was not a magic trick, it was a mirror. The challenge now is to unlock that room where we hid our peace years ago. It is to remember where we left the keys to our own serenity. We are invited to look at our lives not as a series of accidents, but as a path we are consciously walking. We are invited to carry less, to love ourselves more, and to understand that the peace we are so desperate to find in the world is waiting for us to stop running and just breathe. The walk continues, not just on the asphalt of Virginia, but in the neural pathways of our brains and the chambers of our hearts. Every step we take in mindfulness, every moment we choose compassion over judgment, and every time we show up for our inner selves, we are joining the pilgrimage. We are walking for peace. And the most beautiful part of this journey is that we can start right now. Exactly where we are, with exactly who we are. The road is open.